Hello, everyone. It's Tuesday. Thank you for being here. I have a divine masculine reading for you today. It's just going to be an energy check-in. I don't know what I was thinking, but I dropped the divine masculine reading on Monday instead of Tuesday. I guess I was confused about, I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, because of that, I'm giving you guys a bonus divine masculine reading today. This one is just going to be a little bit of an energy update on your divine masculine. And so that you guys can kind of just do a quick little check-in, see what is going on with the divine masculine, how they're feeling, what they're thinking, etc., etc. We are the Conduits. We are so honored to be here serving this community of spiritual badasses, because that's what you guys are. If you guys are on this journey, this is not a journey for the faint of heart. As you know, the dark night of the soul is no freaking joke, and you are a badass because you've gone through this initiation process. You don't get put on this path if you're not ready for it. You just don't. This is like masterclass stuff for you guys, okay? You may not feel like it yet, but it is. You're in the masterclass. You're on the path of ascension. You are a graduating student of this university that we call life, right? In the universe here. And you are a badass. You have to be. You just have to be. No weak people can end up on this journey. It is too intense and too cleansing, right? We're getting rid of all the junk, the crap, the yucky stuff, the things that don't serve us well. And that can be an extraordinarily painful process for us because it's not easy to shed the ego. It's not easy to go through that process. And the ego puts up a massive fight and temper tantrum in the form of the dark night of the soul. And there's a lot of oscillations, a lot of ups and downs that take place on this journey. I've got some cool videos coming out that I'm working on today for you guys. So stay tuned. I think you're going to like them. I'm dropping one of them tomorrow and a couple more later on in the week. So I think you're going to enjoy them. If you have certain questions about your journey, it's going to give you some clarity on what the twin flame journey is and some of the things that you may potentially experience along your path. Okay, so this first card, this is the purpose of the relationship with your twin flame. We're just going to put this here. We're not going to do an overall energy for this one. So the purpose of the journey between the two of you, okay? For this card, we have 9 of Pentacles, okay? So with 9 of Pentacles, the purpose of this journey is to learn. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this, but it's the truth, and it actually makes sense, okay? Because you guys are on a twin flame path. This is about self-discovery, self-love, going within, recognizing that you are what you seek, and therefore stepping into your power to be able to create the life that you want. This is a massive initiation into the graduating levels of self-mastery, if you allow it to be. And part of this process is recognizing that you don't need anything outside of you, including your twin flame, to do this. Okay, your twin flame, to think that you need your twin flame for this is ego, because the ego thinks of the two of you as separate. But as you continue on this path, if you allow it and you let go of the egoic illusions, you'll see that everything is happening as it's meant to, and you will recognize that, you know, you're one at the core. So that already is. It just is. Okay, you don't, your ego doesn't need to like make something happen in order for this process to take place. Okay, you don't have to make something happen from an egoic perspective in order for the ascension to take place. This is your journey, okay, as the soul. This is stepping into that self-realization that you are the soul. You're not a mind and a body. You're the soul that witnesses the mind and the body. And when you recognize that, you can steer that ship in any direction that you want to go. Any direction you want to go. But until you let go of the egoic structures that hold you back, which is a process that does not take place overnight, you guys. But by detaching, practicing non-attachment, being present in the moment, you know, accepting and fully like embodying the spiritual journey and making that your number one goal, your twin flame absolutely will not have that polarization anymore. You can steer this ship wherever you want to go, but you have to recognize you're not the ship first. So this next card is, what are the blocks in the relationship with you and your divine masculine, okay? Your divine masculine understands on a subconscious level, I think, this, like, they don't necessarily have this conscious awareness that they're going through this journey on every level that you do. But they still do in many ways. It's just on a 3D level that communication is difficult between anyone in this world, right? Because we're seeing each other's vehicles, that's like who they are, right? And we're not these minds and bodies. Like the voice that you're hearing me use right now to speak to you isn't me. The body that's holding these cards isn't me. It's an aspect of me. But the truth is, I am the soul behind the scenes, and so are you. And so your divine masculine intuitively gets this on some level too. But they're going to experience it in a very different way throughout this journey. And I don't want you to fret about that. That's why I bring this up in almost every reading, because it's so important to understand it's two paths, one destination. Okay, so you don't have to worry about what your divine masculine is doing or isn't doing or how they're working or what's going on in that world. Your ego is going to use them as an anchor into this 3D world. It's going to be like focused on them, which is exactly like what anchors the ego into this reality. And your job is to, and your divine masculine, but they're going to do it in their own way, right? Because your soul is got things under control. You don't have to worry about that from an egoic perspective. You just have to align your mind and body with the soul. Same journey, one destination. When you're in alignment with the soul's desire, you're in alignment with your divine masculine, just by the very nature of what the two of you are. So let go of the egoic desire to align with the soul and instead tap into and make 100% like dedicated, positive, for sure. Your ascension is your number one goal. Your soul is the goal. Mind, body, soul alignment. Okay, so the things that the two of you and your divine masculine, have as blocks, some of this stuff that's like generated from ego, is coming from certain ideas and perspectives of what a romantic relationship should look like. The ego gets stuck on this. And it's because it's been conditioned to believe that the one, right, it's supposed to act and behave and show up and be a certain way. But it all depends on what you mean by that, right? Like what you mean by the one, right? We have lots of people that show up on our journey. Many have already shown up before we even went through our spiritual awakening. They're all important on our path. Nothing in this world lacks purpose. It's all part of the design of what the universe gives you in order for you to expand and to grow. And so it all has important value. It's all connected at the source as one. So nothing should be discarded as stupid or trivial or unimportant. That's the ego that tries to do that, because that's, again, how it anchors itself and tries to, remain in control. As you transcend the ego, when you embrace this journey that you're on, you will start to see things through a different lens and perspective. And you'll really start to see the connection between you and your twin flame through a very different lens and perspective, which is going to change the way your energy acts and behaves. And this is key. This is, a pivotal part of the journey that you're on, that's going to take you where you need to go. So letting go of the twin flame doesn't mean that you don't love them, okay? A lot of people get that really confused. Well, if I'm detached, that means I cannot feel love. No. Love or lack thereof does not mean detachment. Love is its own thing. Love is what you are. So you're not going to not love your twin. It's ridiculous. However, you will understand like what you are. It's a detachment of when you really sink into the depths of who you are. It's a detachment from outcome, which is a much more accurate way of saying this. Neutrality doesn't mean you stop experiencing the full spectrum of humanity and the soul's journey on this path. No, it changes the frame, the filter in which you experience it. And that's perception, that's everything. And then you learn to master over that, which makes you a master creator. So the blockages are letting go of the egoic perspectives of what this relationship is, what it's supposed to look like, how other people are supposed to act and behave. And instead you go within and you do all that shadow work to master over the truth of who you are. And when you change your inner reality, everything on the outside world changes for you. That's the goal. That's what you got to do. Focus on that. Any guidance for this relationship? Okay, so here's some guidance from Source. Have faith. 9 of Swords in reverse. Have faith. When you have faith and you tap into your intuition, you let that still small voice guide you rather than the loud, obnoxious, annoying ego voice, right? That still quiet voice that can go unnoticed for decades. You might have a little glimpse of it here and there. You just kind of intuitively knew something. Maybe had little miracles and experiences of being in that flow here and there. But most of the time we're dominated by that loud, obnoxious, egoic voice that tries to tell us all kinds of things, right? It never ceases to end, and it contradicts itself. When you tap into that still small voice, the isolation ends. Why? Because you realize that the only thing that disconnected you from the love that you are was your belief that you weren't worthy of it. You are the love that you seek. The pearl of great price is within you. The kingdom lies within you. The garden is within you. And this is a return to innocence. Source wants you to know that and to trust your journey, because it's revealing some very important things to you along the way. You just have to tap into the quiet frequency, and it will become louder over time. It's just like a muscle that you haven't worked out for a while. We've really got strong ego muscles because we've all been taught ego, 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 right? We all learn to live through a mask. But when we take that mask off and we recognize who we really truly are, this voice over time, if you cultivate it, pay attention to it, hone into it, make it your bullseye, will never lead you astray. It'll take you right where you want to go. It's your voice. All right. Probable outcome based on current circumstances. Whatever's going on with you guys, what is the probable outcome? Now, an outcome doesn't mean the end and, everything just stops existing after that. We have many outcomes throughout life, right? Outcome is oftentimes what the ego is looking for, okay? Thoughts are things. So be the guardian at the gate of your mind as the witness, the soul, and tell it no when it's trying to take you down rabbit holes you don't want to manifest in your existence. This journey is revealing how this all works to you. And it's going to take time, you guys. It's not overnight. So the ego's going to be like, but I need to know now, 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 now. Why does the ego need to know now, now, now? Because it wants to get the twin back now, 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 now. It's got an agenda, right? If you're really honest with yourself and you're like, I'm on my spiritual path, I don't even care anymore, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. If you really stop and pay attention, you have to look at motivating like causes. Like what is the core motivation behind things? And I remember on my journey at one point in time when I thought I was doing better and I was going, and I was feeling like I was getting it. When I really stopped and thought about it, that same motivating like core was that I wanted to get my twin flame back through an egoic perspective of what I thought it should look like. This is like every twin flames block. Every freaking one of us. We all have the same block. It's the ego and its idea. Now, maybe our ideas of relationships through the egoic perspective may have lots of variables, right? But it's the fact that we have an egoic perspective on what a relationship, especially a relationship with our own self, our twin flame, should look like. We're not living through authenticity. Because ego is the mask. It's the worldly construct of like who and what you think and what the world has told you how things should be. So, all right, here we have King of Wands, okay? When you let your light shine bright into this world, Divine Feminine, the light that is within you is the same light that is within your twin flame. When you embrace this, they naturally, of course, embrace it too. If I lift my body up and ascend with my body, I have two hands. They're both going with me. It's the soul. Tap into that. You are the soul. You don't have one somewhere. You are it. You are it. Leadership, power, courage, knowing who you are, stepping into that, like underneath you, you've always had some like kind of little quiet belief that under the right circumstances or in certain ways, you know you have potential. You know you do. And so you're like sometimes feeling sad or unmotivated, like I haven't reached my full potential, or I'm not good enough, I can never do this. But somewhere deep down inside, you can feel it. There's something in you. You felt it your whole life. You've always known it was there, you guys. You know what I'm talking about. There's something in you that you know is great. And you're looking outside of yourself, hoping that someone can guide you there, or show you or prove that stupid ego wrong. Just say yes to it and let that come out into this world. Let it come out by having the faith and allowing the divine through your intuition to guide you. Believe in it. No matter what the circumstances of life look like, between you and your twin flame or anything else, let that guide you. Because that thing that you felt, that little knowing within you, that the greatness, that there's something here that you're supposed to do, you know you could do it, but also the ego tries to come in and beat the crap out of you and tell you that you can't. But it's there. Just say yes to it. That's it. And then ask God to guide you to it. And trust the path. Even when you're jumping from stepping stone to stepping stone, if something seems out of place, just trust that God put it there for you. And I promise you, when you get further down the path, you'll look behind you and you'll go, yep, even though that stepping stone seemed out of place, it was exactly where it needed to be. Now that I have more information, I can see that. Trust the journey, you guys. I can't stress it enough. Trust your journey. Your divine masculine is on this mission with you. They've ignited you into this. Let the process happen. Trust it. Have faith in it. Make your heart your center. Follow the heart, not the mind. Heart, okay? I give you guys an oracle card today that I think will help you. I'm going to use my Raven deck here because I like it. I like all of them. I always say that, huh? Because I like it. I like them all. All right, let me get the cards out of here that don't belong. If you guys have not already, please like and subscribe. We are still growing this channel, and your likes and subscribes go a long way to helping us reach others that may need to hear our message. And we are eternally grateful for all of those that have supported us up until now and will continue to support us, even with just a like and subscribe or even a share. We also still have some specials going, which you can find in the description box below. We have group calls that are absolutely phenomenal. We deep dive into all kinds of topics and subjects on twin flames and spirituality. We have group calls that are just centered around spirituality. And we have group calls that are centered around your twin flame and your relationship and how to navigate your way through this. You get a support group. They're really good, you guys. Really, really good. And we also have one-on-ones, 10% off right now. Coaching 10 is the coupon code. And all personal tarot readings, which are also really, really good, are 40% off until the end of the month. So just a few more days left, you guys, on these specials. So if you've been sitting on the fence, right now is a good time to take advantage of those. All right. Nonsense. Life's too short to spend time weighing up every word. So try just talking nonsense. What in the world could that possibly mean? Let's look at this. You know what I think this means? These oracle cards always end up kind of going along with the reading. And at first glance, this could also mean, or also seem like it's kind of contrary to what we were talking about. But what I think this is guiding us to is something deeper. What makes sense to the ego and the rest of the world may not actually make sense. If you wake up in a world of people that are still dreaming, they might think you're a little bit nutty. If you are able to see in a world of people that are blind, and you try to explain to them, wait, I can see these things. And they're like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not true. That doesn't even exist. It makes no sense, right? You are being gifted with something that the majority of the rest of the world can't understand, can't see. Because it's not something that you see with the mortal eyes or hear with the mortal ears. It comes from something within, deep, deep within, not the loud, obnoxious, worldly, egoic voice, but that still quiet voice. Sometimes if it makes sense in this world, you're using the wrong sense. Nonsense, I would equate to your fifth element or your sixth sense. The fifth element is the world of spirit, and the sixth sense is what allows us to tune in to the fifth element. And it's not through the five senses. It's kind of like your non-sense. Life is too short to spend time weighing up every word. The ego tries to cast perceptions all over every word that is spoken. It tries to find ways to understand it from a worldly perspective, a program within you. So try talking nonsense. Tap into the things that don't make sense to the five senses. And instead, tap into that sixth sense that finds the unseen world and then be guided by that. That's eternal. I love you guys. I hope that resonated with you. I think that is such a cool freaking card. When I first read it, I was like, what? But then I was like, ah, I get it. I know. Goes in really, really well with what we're talking about. Let go of the ego constructs. Embrace the divine within you. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. See ya.